What's going on, guys? Andrew Piluk Hockey here, back again with another video. Today I'm going to be looking at some rumors. Now, my good friend Downtown Stephen Brown has also made a video on this, so make sure to go and check out his video at Downtown Sports. Just for the sake of not wanting to repeat anything that he said, I have not watched that video yet, but I just want to recommend to you guys to go watch it. I seen the thumbnail and we were talking about it already. But this is a video I wanted to make a few days ago. I've just been so busy. We've been hearing the rumors about this kind of for weeks. People have been just making it up a little bit on Twitter, and then you're seeing a few reporters come in and out of this rumor and saying, nah, this isn't going to happen, or okay, maybe there's some kind of truth to this. For me, I do not think it's going to happen. Zdeno Chara on the Leafs makes no sense, and I just don't think it's going to happen. So basically, if you are new to this channel, first off, I do want to say make sure to subscribe. I'd really appreciate it. Trying to get to 10,000 subscribers. Lots of videos are on the way. I'm making improvements to the setup. This isn't exactly how it's going to look, but I'm trying to make this better and better every single time. So yeah, the channel is going to have a lot of content coming up. But Zdeno Chara on the Leafs, how awkward and weird would that be? As a Leafs fan, I will say Chara's had some really good years in Boston. He's been a really good defenseman for a long time in his prime. But what I need to let people know now is that while Zdeno Chara has good defensive numbers, that's only if he can catch up to the players that he's playing against. Now, Chara's played against, some of the best players in the NHL for years now. We know that he's been put in really, big spots for the Bruins over the last few years, and not even just the last few years, for a decade, and anywhere that he's played, it's just been, him taking on teams, top two lines. He was definitely a guy that would take on a physical role as well. I mean, who remembers the ragdolling of Brian McCabe years and years ago? Craziness. Go look up that video if you haven't seen it. I believe he was a senator at that point. That was a long time ago. But I don't know how it would work now, and I think Chara has seen better days. He's very slow, and I just don't know how much he would really help the Toronto Maple Leafs, because the Leafs have already acquired veterans like Bogosian for the blue line. They have guys that are there that they would have to move out, like a Dermott or a Hall would probably have to get traded, because you're not going to convince Zdeno Chara to sit on the bench for half the season. He's going to have regular playing time on the second or bottom pair, which I don't think the Leafs are really prepared to do. Now, the reason I'm bringing this up is because I believe, who is it, Jimmy Murphy, or his last name's Murphy. I can't remember exactly who brought this up, but he's done, a lot of work for Boston. I believe that's his Twitter to the right there, Murphy's Law 74. Basically, this article is talking about how there could be some teams that could be interested in Chara besides the Bruins, like the Islanders, of course the Maple Leafs, and I believe that there was another team, Tampa. There's just some teams that could be interested in him. And, maybe it makes sense to me. At 43 years old, I don't know if the Leafs would be intrigued with bringing on another veteran in Zdeno Chara when, like I said, they've addressed their blue line with a veteran with Zach Bogosian. And, towards the bottom of their lineup in terms of forwards, they've addressed, the veteran presence with, Spezza and Joe Thornton. Now, I'm not going to sit here and say, oh, well, Chara wouldn't bring anything. Chara would definitely bring defensive help to this team. But again, I don't know if the Leafs are prepared to give this guy, minutes that he would need to play. And, I just don't know if it would be a fit. They have so many left-handed shots right now, too, with them re-signing Dermott. Like, if they let go of Dermott, maybe there could have been some chatter there, maybe some talk of bringing in another veteran. They also have Leighton that's coming from the KHL. Of course, they already have Muzzin. They have TJ Brody, who's going to play the right side. But there's definitely no shortage of left-handed shots in this team. Now, just looking at Chara, I mean, you can't teach 6'9", 250 pounds. The guy's a monster. He's got great numbers over his career. I will say I'm not the biggest fan of Chara. I think that there's been some plays in his career, especially the Pacioretty one, that's been really dangerous, that have, people don't really talk about enough. I think that he gets away with quite a bit as well. He's definitely gotten away with a lot in the playoffs. But I'm here to be objective and talk about Zdeno Chara. So Points isn't really what this guy brings to the table anymore. You know, he used to be a pretty big producer for Boston. Look at the numbers that he was putting up. The guy could do a bit of everything. But 14 points in each of his last 2 seasons. This one obviously in a shortened season, although he played more games than in the 18-19 season. But he's known more for his defensive style of game. Takes less and less shots now. Boston had quite a few guys that could step in there and play more of an offensive role, so he wasn't exactly getting the touches that he's used to either. But like I said, you know, he's definitely getting up there in age, and that's part of it. Now, looking at his cap friendly, of course, look at his career earnings. That guy's made his cash, but contract history, we're not going to go towards here. We want to know his last contracts. So obviously he's past his prime. He's not going to be making the big dollars anymore. The 18-19 season he made $5 million. So last year he made $2 million. Now this is the thing. Would he be signing a league min deal with Toronto? It would have to be. Their cap situation is nowhere near where other teams are. And like I said, like this is not my projected lineup, but this is what a lot of people have been saying the Leafs could go with. It would make sense if they went with a lineup like this. Maybe you're swapping in a different guy and having Spezza and Thornton rotate, not playing every game at the same time. The blue line could look this way with Dermott as a scratch, or you have Dermott there, Bogosian as a scratch. Any given night, maybe they go with 7 defensemen. You know, there's chances for them to do that, but clearly this cap space, it wouldn't work. I mean, if they did send a forward down and they went with 7 defensemen, you could make a trade here. There's options, but for the Toronto Maple Leafs at this point, I don't really think it would make a ton of sense. Their blue line, like I said, like Riley's a left-handed shot, Brody's a left-handed shot, Muzzin's a left-handed shot, Mikko Lehtinen is a left-handed shot, and so is Dermott. And then, of course, you also have Rasmus Sandin. Zach Bogosian and Justin Hall are your 2 right-handed shots. If Chara was right-handed, maybe it would be a little bit more intriguing. I'm not saying that's the end-all, be-all of the conversation, but, you know, it might change things a little bit. So in the grand scheme of things, I think Chara on a lot of teams would make, you know, sense. I mean, he's not. It's not like he's the worst. He's still a guy that's capable of playing good defensively for you in, you know, less minutes than he's used to playing. But I think ultimately he's going to stay in Boston. I just think that, you know, they lost Torrey Krug already. That blue line is good. They have younger guys that are going to take over the big minutes. But Zdeno Chara is still going to be there to mentor those guys. And if not, I could see him going to the Islanders. That could be a fit right well with what Lou Lamoriello wants. He likes, you know, older players, veteran style of play. He does have, you know, some money situations to work out there because, you know, he's got to get that Barzal contract done. But again, nothing against Zdeno Chara. I just don't think for the Leafs it makes a ton of sense. I can't really see where he fits in on this team. And I don't know. I don't know what else to say. I just don't think it's going to happen. So if you guys are hoping for that, just Luke Fox made an article about this too. The Leafs are done. I think the Leafs are done with what they want to do. Unless a really big trade opportunity comes up, I can't see them doing anything else, and that includes Zdeno Chara. So if you guys are new to this channel, make sure to subscribe. I'd really appreciate it. I do love and appreciate you guys as always. Thank you so much for watching. Let me know what you think down below, and hopefully I'll see you in the next video or stream. Peace.